Hey guys, it's Nate, aka TheFutAccountant. Welcome back to the channel. The leaks just keep on dropping. We have so many SBCs coming to FC26, but these aren't normal pieces of content. This is EA preparing for what's upcoming, Black Friday, and they're trying to tempt us into completing some of these SBCs before Black Friday to spend our all-important fodder and coins before the real Black Friday content drops. I'm all for good content, but we have to at least be careful with even more crazy content coming next week. With all of that being said, we're going to cover all the leaks today, especially looking at some new FC Pro Live leaks for the cards coming this weekend, and there's one leak in particular that has me very curious about swaps, the same sort of system we had last year in FC25. We're going to take a look at that more in today's video. If you're excited for it, drop a thumbs up, hype the video, and subscribe if you are new. Let's start the video off as we always do by looking back at yesterday's Wednesday content. And actually, it was a pretty solid day of content yesterday, not because it was just the Spurs goalkeeper, former Spurs goalkeeper that was released at Objectives, but because we get 2,800 SP and an extra evolution as a part of this Hugo Lloris objective. And this card by itself, he's got every goalkeeping playstyle except for rush out, which is very solid. That means he could fit evolutions not too far in the future that would maybe give him a goalkeeper playstyle plus. If EA allows us to do that at some point, he'd be a great candidate for that. So fun card plus 2,800 SP for just a few games in squad battles, plus another goalkeeper evolution. This is the goalkeeper evo that was leaked that we talked about in yesterday's video. It gives far reach playstyle. It gives all the goalkeeper role pluses, and it actually gives +2 diving as well. The best keeper, in my opinion, for this evo is the silver Yashin. It doesn't change his card type. It doesn't change too much about the card, except it just makes him a little bit better of a silver. And, you're going to be able to still use him in your silver teams. Again, it does not change the card type of the card, so this is not a glitch or anything like that he's able to fit it. But that's a great evo for Yashin, making him just a little bit better as a silver and a great objective overall. Now, since we're in this part of the game talking about SP, we've been getting a lot more SP recently through the player objectives here, like Alex Greenwood, like Hugo Lloris, and today on Thursday, we're going to see the refresh of other weekly SP, including the very important 3,000 SP you can get from quitting out of 5 games in manager career mode. I literally just did this in 10 minutes, plus played a few squad battles games, completing Lloris and the Alex Greenwood objective, and I went from level 23 all the way up to level 33, guys. I know there's a bit of an SP booster at level 27 in the premium pass that I was able to get as well, but this is crazy. And with more SP coming today, because it's a Thursday, the weekly stuff is going to be refreshing under the seasonal tab in objectives there. So that's a way we can get a lot more SP today. Be on the lookout for that. I'm not even going to finish the weekly objectives tab here, but that's going to refresh today. More SP. We should be getting very close to level 40 at this rate. Even if you're a bit behind, watch that today and get yourself leveled up. Now let's talk about evos from yesterday. We had a new playstyle trifecta evo. I think this evo is cool, but I do think that it also has some downside. First of all, it's repeatable 3 times and it gives 3 playstyles. That's it. Pinged pass, technical, and trickster. But the problem is it only gives playstyles up to 5. So if your card has 4 playstyles already, well, you get pinged, then you're it. That's it. You don't get the other playstyles that are a part of this reward. This is better for chains for base gold and silver cards and even bronzes if you're doing some of those. I put my silver Pina, as I call her, Insa, into this to give her all 3 of these playstyles, or actually just 2 of them. She does not get trickster. So I think it's a good evo, but it does have some limitations because you kind of have to put somebody into it who has barely any playstyles to begin with. And how many cards at this stage that we're evolving don't have playstyles, unless you're trying to build up a silver or a bronze or maybe a low rated gold. So that is good for chains though, and I think it's an intriguing evo. I like the thought process. I like being able to put just playstyles on a card through an evo and not boost the overall rating. That's amazing for chains. Now to SBCs, we had a lot of action going on here. Of course, the 85 plus campaign mix upgrade pack we were expecting, but I wasn't expecting EA to make it double the price. Before, the old campaign pick was what, an 84 squad with an inform or an 83 squad with an inform, and now we have an 83 and an 84 rated squad with an inform to complete this 85 plus campaign mix pack, which of course is also called the party bag pack. I said, nope, I'm not doing this because my fodder was going elsewhere. And of course, that was the Troy Parrott SBC. This is absolute peak content from EA, an emotional football moment packed into one card at a great price, a very usable player as well. It's an 83 with an inform and an 84 rated squad. I've already played 13 games with this card in division rivals, and he was an absolute blast. Finesse plus other good finishing playstyles on the card as well. I actually don't even have him in the squad here because I was playing squad battles with this squad right here. But this is the Troy Parrott. Love the dynamic. Finesse plus, chip shot, power header, low driven. His shooting is fantastic. He's got rapid base and relentless, and his stats look very good. Now you see 83 dribbling and you think, Nate, that's super low. It is a bit low, but his only dribbling stat that's actually below 83 is his actual like in-game dribbling there at 81. That's weighted heavier though, so that's why it doesn't look like it should be 83 dribbling. He feels pretty solid in game. The toughest thing to do though is actually link this card. Unless you have icons in your team, you do need some extra links in there. So I've got Charlton, I've got Alba, Busquets, and Oliver Kahn, and I still had to use a Irish manager to get him on 3 chem points. But we got 32 of 33 in the team right now, so he was just an absolute blast to use on the Advanced Forward Plus Plus. Highly recommend doing that SBC. I just love that. I think that's one of the best ways and best pieces of content that EA released on this game. When it connects a moment in real life football to this game, that's peak. Just absolutely peak. So I think they did a fantastic job with that SBC yesterday. Now, other SBCs we had are the showdown for the NWSL final happening this weekend. We've got Hirschfeld, CDM, and we've got Gabby Portillo. Both of them are pretty cheap. Again, whoever wins this game, +2 overall, is on the line. There, you got a couple days to get that one done. And then also yesterday later, this was actually a couple hours after the normal content drop, we had another Mason Greenwood Player of the Month. I honestly didn't think he was going to win this month's award, but he did win it, and he gets himself another SBC there. So that was the SBC content from yesterday. Again, with the Troy Parrott, with the Evo, with the objective, just like a solid day of content for like vibes. Like it wasn't insane meta stuff, but it was just like, this is decent content, you know what I mean? Also, yesterday we had the Team of the Week, which does include Reinders, Gavardiol, Joao Neves, and a couple of other notable cards. Mostly notable cards, in my opinion, are Casemiro and Gusto. Those are going to be must buys and must investments during the week later this week, because those are going to be primed for Evos in the next couple of weeks. I mean, even now, I think they fit some evolutions, but Casemiro with a huge pace boost, Malo Gusto looks very solid as well for right back, and they're both only 84 rated. I would not invest yet. Of course, Team of the Week cards start off very expensive, and they are right now. 500K for Reinders is not like a terribly overpriced price for him, but he's going to be a lot less than that come later on this weekend when the Team of the Weeks do get supplied. So solid Team of the Week from there yesterday, and we have a live update to talk about today, live card update, because we've got Women's Champions League games going on yesterday and today, and Georges with Olympic Lyon have actually locked in the first upgrade here for this hero card. They scored 3 goals yesterday. They almost came back from behind and won the match, which would have gotten her the double upgrade. But this Georges card is due a roll plus and 2 base play styles. But I don't think they're going to upgrade the card until at least tomorrow on Friday, because there are more Women's Champions League games happening today as well. So watch out for any of those live cards that you may have. Last thing to mention from yesterday's content is maybe you saw this tweet, maybe you logged into the game and you got like a free pack, or maybe you didn't. I didn't get a free pack when I logged in, but this is that Welcome to Ultimate Team pack that we saw added to the code a couple of days ago. And this is also why I'm mentioning it, because that evolution that was a part of this was the max 83 left mid, right mid Evo that we saw leaked. We talked about yesterday cards like Adama, Dan James, and Rashford were up for it. The leakers leaked it. It seemed like it was going to be a normal evolution, but it actually was a part of this kind of limited pack, I guess, because not everybody got this pack. If you did, GG's, because there's a couple interesting things inside of that. But again, that seemed to be something that was for maybe people who got the games like in the last couple of weeks, or they didn't pre-order the game. I don't exactly know what the criteria for that was. Feels a bit odd that EA didn't tell us much about it, but that was a piece of content that dropped yesterday that you may have seen as well. Now, let's get into talking about the leaks, guys, because we have a ton of SBCs that are coming to this game. And I think a lot of them are going to be dropping before Black Friday. And this is what I really started thinking when I saw these leaks yesterday. EA is trying to take our coins and our fodder. With lots of SBCs incoming, I think most of these leaks we're going to look at today are SBCs that are going to happen before Black Friday, which is something we just have to be very careful about, right? We know Black Friday is going to bring levels of content that will absolutely increase the power curve. That's one of the things EA talked about, right? These big marquee promos are going to boost the power curve levels. We're talking about stats, maybe playstyle pluses on just about every single card. So I think we have to be careful before we even look at all these leaks, just to remember that some of these SBCs, if not all of them, will still be out during Black Friday. So if you're saving packs like I will be starting to probably after this weekend, after tomorrow and Friday, then it's not like you have to do these SBCs before Black Friday. You know, like it's a way EA tries to get you to drain your club before the real good content comes out. We see this happen every single year. And here's the SBC leak, probably the biggest one that is coming soon. The biggest match day icon player pick yet. Cannavaro, Raul, and Drogba. All three of these icons, at least last week, were about 600,000 coins or around that level. That's why this is the biggest icon match they pick yet. Now, of course, their prices have dropped a bit, but those are three really good icons. Like Raul, that's Finesse Plus, insane card. Drogba, Enforcer Plus. Cannavaro with 93 defending and Aerial Fortress Plus playstyle. This dude was 1 million coins in October. 1 million this Cannavaro card was. So this is a very intriguing icon player pick that a lot of people are probably going to have interest in doing if any of those three icons are emotional to you. Now, right now, I think Cannavaro, Raul, and Drogba, of course, have all dropped off a lot in value. They're all under 500K at the moment. So what would the price of this SBC be when it comes out? I hope it would be like around 475,000 coins. That will make Raul look like really good value from this. We'll just have to see. Again, because Raul was about 700K just 5 days ago, and just about 2 weeks ago, he was 900,000 coins. So this has potential to be a really good icon match they pick. But once again, I don't think there's any hurry with that because most of the icon match day picks that they have been releasing, as you can see here, are out for a long period of time. Like this is the pick with Vidic, right? Is this the pick with Vidic? It still has, no, this is Campbell, Figo, and Van Persie. Still has 10 days, and this has been out for a couple of days. So these might get released 2 weeks at a time, and I think that if you're interested in one of these players, you don't have to do it straight away. That's something to wait on. Hopefully that SBC is less than 500K, though, and I'd expect that to be sometime this weekend. Now, the next SBC is one that I was expecting personally. Hero player picks are set to come to Ultimate Team soon as well. Last year during Black Friday, we had a 1 of 3 hero player pick, and we also had a 1 of 3 icon player pick, and I think it was multiple times repeatable, and it looks like that is happening again this year. Now, this SBC is probably going to drop on Sunday because that's the day when both the Max 89 base icon pack and the non-max, the regular base hero upgrade pack, expire. Both of those go away on Sunday, so I would expect to see a base hero player pick then, and I'm not sure what's going to replace the icon. Maybe it'll be an icon pack that will be uncapped, or it could be an icon pick. So with this being out, a lot of people are starting to think, do I need to invest in fodder? Well, I don't think you want to invest in fodder right now, even though it is down a little bit, 15,000 coins for 88s. They were 16K yesterday. I think fodder really isn't going to drop a whole lot until Friday night with Foot Champs rewards. So my advice would be, if you want to invest in any fodder this week before Black Friday comes out, which I think you would want to sell all your fodder before Black Friday happens, you could look to invest this weekend. I like the lower rated fodder though as the safest opportunity to make some coins, just because of a lot of packs are going to get released, like smaller pack SBCs that we'll all want to do because Black Friday will be coming out, right? Like we'll want to stack up all of the 83 by 5s that we can do, or whatever sort of SBC they release, just a pack to save for Black Friday. I think that fodder has the best chance of being a good investment this weekend. But if you still have some of this high-rated fodder you're trying to sell, I think today and then tomorrow early on Friday would be the best time to do that. And then maybe a reinvestment opportunity for the hero pick, because people are going to do this. Even though we're saying don't do this until Black Friday comes out and save your fodder for it, people are still going to do this, and fodder is probably still going to go up on the market sometime this weekend because of this SBC. So that's 2 of the big SBCs that are coming out soon. But we've got a whole bunch of other ones still, like the showdown between Martinelli and Colomani. This could be as early as today, but the more that I think about this, I gotta imagine this is going to be dropped tomorrow and Friday. This seems like a Friday type of SBC, but we have a new SBC that could be coming Friday as well. So it's either one of these two sets, so either the showdown and Savinho, or one or the other. But this looks like it actually will be our promo Friday player SBC, Savinho from Manchester City. Those are predicted stats for his card. But if you take a look at his gold item, because he has not had any promo cards this year, very high dribbling stat, not the best play styles, but I mean, technical, first touch, inventive, those are fine. I mean, good pace and good dribbling for sure, needs the weak foot boost. 4-star skills, 2-star weak foot, has 90 agility on his 82 rated card. So there's opportunity that this card could be very good. It just depends on what pro this card is represented by in the FC Pro tournament that is going to be coming up and how expensive that SBC is. So if you're a City fan, if you're Brazilian, that one's probably very interesting to you. Now, if you're building a Galatasaray squad or you just like German flashbacks, what a time to be alive for Galatasaray fans, honestly. You just had the Davinson Sanchez. You have the Gundogan that is still in game right now as an objective card as well. And now you're going to have a Sane that would be literally a perfect link to Gundogan. Both Galatasaray players. This could be a really good SBC, but just like we talked about with Savinho, Sane really needs the weak foot boost. That's always a problem for Leroy Sane, right? Former Manchester City player as well, played in the Bundesliga. Good card already this year with the Inform. He's got rapid, quick step, first touch, and game changer play styles. And once again, as we mentioned, needs the weak foot boost, but he's got 4-star skills. Looking at his individual stats, 93 shot power with 84 shooting. He's got solid passing and very good dribbling. This could be a very good card. We'll just have to wait and see what the SBC is looking like in terms of actual stats. These are predicted stats at the moment. So yet again, another card to add to the list that shouldn't be that expensive, shouldn't break the bank, but that's another SBC that's going to be up and coming that'll require some fodder that could be a coin stick before a Black Friday. Same thing with this end of an era Christian Press, which actually, this could be a pretty decent SBC, guys, or objective, wherever she is dropped. If you take a look at her card in game, she has some good playstyles, and yeah, I just think she could be pretty solid, especially with the end of an era chemistry links. I would have to imagine this would be one of the last end of an eras that we would see for at least a little bit. NWSL season just is about to end, so makes sense that a couple of these players are getting cards here, just kind of like MLS season was beginning to end, and we got the Jordi Alba and the Busquets. So that's a press end of an era that will be coming at some point, most likely this weekend too. And that's it for kind of the SBCs that we have right now. There could be more. I do believe, though, guys, once again, just to kind of make sure this is very clear, most of these SBCs, if not all of them, will probably still be available once we get into Black Friday. But the reason I'm saying that EA is trying to take our fodder is they do this every time, every year, right before Black Friday, is they try to get us to drain our clubs. They try to get us to open all of our packs, spend coins, so that when all the crazy content comes for Black Friday, we feel the need to go and buy packs in the store, right? So they drop some interesting content right before, try to clean your club out, and then drop some insane content during Black Friday that'll make us kind of forget about some of these SBCs. Honestly, some of these SBCs will not seem cool a week from now when we're like, oh dip, this is leaked for Black Friday, this is coming out, this is going to be the next big SBC. So that's just something to keep in mind, and why I wanted to really make a point of that in this video today, because we know how it goes with these sort of situations. Now, speaking back to this Friday, what's coming tomorrow with FC Pro Live is a new promo team, and I do want to cover a couple of leaks that we have for this, including a player set that most of the cards coming in this promo team have playstyle pluses, which you could even say that this promo is pushing the power curve a bit. You see only 2 players so far out of the leaked list here with official stats. Werner and Nuno Tavares do not have playstyle pluses. Xerxes, Klosterman, Ginter, Chiesa, all those cards do have them. So these are live cards once again with games. By the way, this is something we're going to have to wrap our minds around very soon. The FC Pro games that these cards will be playing for upgrades happen very early. I think it's even the beginning of next week. The games are starting to happen like Monday or Tuesday, I believe. I'll have to double check that. But that's something to be watching out for there. Of course, you have this new loading screen in game here. Obviously, we know that's Garnacho, that's Darwin Nunez, and that is Olivier Giroud with the 87 shooting and the 86 physical with the finesse plus. And then, of course, because those stats match what the league stats are here, Darwin Nunez with low driven plus and 90 pace with 86 shooting. That is a intriguing card there for him. So that's the FC Pro team that is coming this Friday. We'll probably have a few more leaks to be looking at before tomorrow's video. Watch out for that today on Twitter. Last thing about FC Pro. This is a bit off the FC Pro topic, actually, but it could be related to Black Friday. This card design was just added to the code a couple of hours ago, and it looks kind of different from what we've had recently. Like, what does this really mirror? What does it look like? And it doesn't look like anything super similar to what we have right now in this game. It actually kind of maybe looks like the Troy Parrott card design, just instead of a star performer being orange like this card is, it's green. Like, that looks like the exact same card design, but it's green. Now, when I saw this card design added to the code, there was one thing that came to my mind, because we've been talking about it recently, and it brings back something that happened last year during Black Friday. Mode Mastery. Because last year we had these same green colored looking cards that were actually tokens that we turned in for different items. Well, actually, those were the cards that we got for turning in the tokens. If you guys remember from playing squad battles, foot champs, and division rivals, we got these cards, and these were the tokens, right? And then we turned those in for packs, player picks, and Mode Mastery players. And it was kind of like a swaps program, but it was different because you could only get the cards from rewards, and it really pushed the gameplay, and it was actually very motivating to try and go get squad battles games in, try to play champs and rivals, because these rewards were very good. There was icon picks, there was a Rodrigo card that was really sick, there was an 85 by 20 that was in the reward set here as well. Mode Mastery was really sick last year during Black Friday, so there's no leaks about that yet. And I'm jumping to conclusions by even talking about this, but with this design being leaked, I think it is very fair to say, watch what the leakers have to say in the next day or two, because if this is going to be something related to Mode Mastery, I know that it says live event excellence here. We know, and we've seen before, that these card designs, when they get added to the code, the description of what the text says sometimes is way off. Could be right, but could also be wrong. So just keep an eye out for this. I'm hopeful that it is Mode Mastery swaps. That was such a fun part of Black Friday that we had last year. And if that would return, that would be fantastic. Now, just a couple of mentions about the market. I haven't been trading very much at all. Just a couple of flips here or there. I did buy one Marcelo yesterday for 700,000 coins. Sold it for 769 because it was fresh. I think this is a good reminder to talk about this. If you guys are trading icons on the market, cards that are fresh, which means no games played, that people will pay extra for that. Like right now, Marcelo is 720K. When I sold that Marcelo for 769, there was actually 720 and 730,000 coins Marcelos listed on the market. So that's crazy, but that's just one thing to keep in mind. And I'm really not doing too much on the market. Like, I flipped a couple of Donnarumas yesterday for like 10K profit a piece, and then I lost a couple K on this one. The Dumias we bought on yesterday's video went up a good bit. The Desai and the Yashin that we sold are there. All I have at the moment is one more Marcelo that I bought for 700,000 coins. I'm lazy listing the last two 89s that I've been doing for the last couple of days, and that's it. I'm almost fully liquid besides this card, just because I don't want to mess with the market too much heading into Black Friday. As I'd said, we haven't had a crazy market crash still, and I think that maybe if we don't have that today, which I wouldn't expect it to be today at all, it's Rivals Rewards Day. If anything, we could have some of the lower tier cards actually go up. I would expect to see the big market crash ahead of Black Friday maybe happen on Friday night and Saturday and Sunday of this weekend, and even into Monday of next week, as people fully say, all right, Black Friday's next. I'm going to sell everything and get out of cards for my team. So that's maybe the word of warning, the word of caution that I would have right now with the market. But until then, if you want to buy somebody for your team for playing Rivals today or for playing Foot Champs, it doesn't seem like everybody's just absolutely panicking and prices are plummeting to the floor just yet. Prices are kind of staying level-ish, or they're just slightly dropping, like that Ousmane Dembele. We keep checking him and Mbappe as kind of a good gauge of where some of the market's going. Mbappe is 1.7 still, right? Ousmane Dembele is still 715,000 coins. So nothing crazy happening on the market, just kind of ho-hum and steady before the big crash that should be coming. These cards, again, they're going out of packs, but I do not want to invest in any of these. The only things that I would like to invest in would be any of them that are discard that could be fitting into evolutions at any point. So we're looking at maybe even like a Tim Ream. That's a card. An Otamendi for 24K. You know, he could go a little bit lower, but that's a card to watch. You know, a Ben Davies, stock one of those at discard price. Any of the cards in here that you think look interesting for Evos, just get one and stock it in the club. That is an investment that can never go wrong for a almost discard player or potential Evos, especially because these cards, some of them already fit the evolutions that we have in this game. Now let's talk about today's content for Thursday. Not expecting a whole lot, but there is one part of SBCs that I want to draw your attention to, and that is the League SBCs. Guys, League SBCs are set to expire today. Mixed League and the Premium Mixed League upgrades are due to expire, which, remember, last time these expired, they refreshed with slightly different requirements, but they refreshed very quickly. And same thing with the Daily Bronze, Silver, Common, and Rare Gold upgrades, along with the 85 to 87 upgrade that's been out in this game for a long time. I beg that these get refreshed. I beg, because they're actually such great SBCs to be doing every single day. I've packed multiple promo cards from the 85 to 87s. I packed that Gvardiol yesterday from one of those. So hopefully those just simply refresh today at the content drop time. Same thing with the League SBCs, but with the League SBCs and those expiring, just double check, like make sure. I just went through my club and I was actually to do 3 full run-throughs of the Premium League SBC because I had so many Libertadores cards that I'd forgotten about. So if you want to get a couple of packs, you can go ahead and do that. Or, you know, if you're like 2 of 4 on a League SBC, don't leave it halfway completed. Like try to get the other 2 done. And that way you can get the progress for it before maybe it refreshes today. I don't know if it would save your progress. Probably wouldn't if it expired and then came back as a new SBC. So that's the content we're expecting today, is some new SBC stuff like that. XP, SP, of course, we'll be watching objectives for that. There should be some more going on there. And we should have marquee matchups today. If you're investing in anything for marquee matchups, I would sell it in the hype. I don't think too much stuff has gone up a whole lot after a marquee matchups has been released, especially because the packs in here have not been that crazy. But really, it's just going to be a slower day today. Maybe there's a player SBC out of all the ones that we have leaked. Like maybe this says Xenia as well. Like this is actually a pretty cool SBC that is incoming. Official stats for his card that makes me think it could be as soon as today as a World Tour card related to this season. So watch out for this Xenia card. That could be a piece of content that could be released today as well. But again, it's one day closer to Black Friday and one day closer to the FC Pro Live promo that is starting tomorrow as well. Good luck on your Rivals rewards. I know that maybe some of you guys are starting to save your rewards, or maybe you didn't even go for it this week. I found some motivation yesterday, really just because I wanted to use the new Troy Parrott card. We ended up getting 30 points. Took us a good number of games, but we got there. And I do believe I'm going to open these packs today. I don't think I'm going to save them. Division 4 reward upgrade. I'm going to open the player picks. I'm going to open the packs just to give myself some fodder, stock the club up, and maybe do 1 or 2 last SBCs, of course, before we start getting really stingy with our fodder pre-Black Friday. So that's going to be the video for me today, guys. If you did enjoy, drop a thumbs up on it, comment below if you have any questions, and of course, subscribe if you are new, and I will see you in a video tomorrow as we get ready for FC Pro Live, and we're 1 week away from Black Friday. See you guys at stream today. It's been the TheFutAccountant. Peace.